England versus Ireland. This is going to be an absolutely huge game this weekend at Twickenham. It's a must-win game for both teams, and I think it's going to be a very exciting one. Looking at both the teams, they've gone for two very good selections. I mean, they've gone for full strength on both sides. A few changes in the England side, a few changes for Ireland as well. We'll go through all the teams and our combined team for both of them, but I think it's going to be a very interesting game. And honestly, looking at the teams, I'm not sure who I think is going to win. I'm not sure. I will be doing a prediction, but right now, on the top of my head, I don't know. I think it's going to be a very close game, which makes it even more exciting. There's obviously a lot to play for because I think whoever wins this game has a puncher's chance at winning the Six Nations. Obviously, France has to lose a game. I mean, maybe Italy can get the win over France, Scotland maybe, England in the last game. So there is still a chance. I mean, there's a long way to go, but whoever loses this game, in my opinion, is pretty much out. I mean, it's going to take a lot for some of the other teams to lose another game after this, especially the likes of France losing 2 games. So I think whoever loses this game is pretty much out of the running for the Six Nations. But I also think whoever loses this game will probably change the selections a lot going forward, and I think it's going to be a whole change for the outlook on the season as well. So I mean, if England do lose this game, then in the upcoming games they'll probably play some more inexperienced guys, try out some combinations, try some new guys like a Fisalawa, Chandler Cunningham South. If Ireland lose this game, then I expect Cormac Uzuchukwu, Edwin Adogbo, Nathan Doak, Tom Stewart and those guys to get more game time. Like, I do think some of those guys will get game time against Wales for Ireland, but I think if Ireland were to lose this game, then they'd probably put them in a bit earlier, or for some of the other games as well, like Scotland or the other games that they have to play as well. And also looking at the rest of the season, the Southern Hemisphere tour, the tour to the Southern Hemisphere, they're going to have to be really smart with how they manage the players on both sides. So I mean, but getting right back into the Ireland versus England game, I think it's going to be an awesome game. There's obviously a lot riding on this game, so I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere at Twickenham. I don't know who's going to be the favourite to win, but I will say that I do think, looking at the team and just thinking about it right now, Ireland might be the team I'm kind of swaying towards. I mean, both these teams do play quite a contrasting style of rugby. I mean, England's kind of a kick-first team. They don't really try to play too many phases. They try to get the ball in the other team's opposition half. They want them to make a mistake. They want to force them to make a mistake as much as possible. They don't want to play rugby in their own half or that much rugby at all. They want to play off scraps. They want to take the opportunity when it comes, build the scoreboard pressure, kick for goal, make sure if they get a penalty, kick it as close to the 5 meters possible and try them all over. They're not going to be trying to play 10 or 12 plus phases every single time. But on the other side, Ireland's a type of team that is one of those teams, not as extreme as Scotland, but they're going to try test the other team's defense. They're going to try run their way through you, and they are very dangerous, especially if they get that half break or that full line break or even a simple offload. I think Ireland's very strong when it comes to that. And to be honest, Ireland have looked dangerous in patches recently, especially in the second half of the games. Obviously, the first half, they need to start better because they've been quite poor when it comes to the first half performances, especially against France. That was shocking from them. But in the second half, they've been a bit better and they've showed some glimpses. And I think Ireland is the type of team that if they get a quick turnover, if they get a line break, they become very dangerous. And if you keep giving them those opportunities, they'll get more and more comfortable. And I think the one thing with Ireland is, when it all comes together for them, they are one of the best teams in the world when it all comes together for them. Like last week against Italy, there was a clear moment in the second half where Italy did an overthrow. Up until that point, it was a bit of a close game. There was a clear overthrow by the Italian reserve hooker. Then Ireland just started to get comfortable. They chucked the ball out wider. They started playing to their strengths. The wings coming off the wing, working as a centre almost. Guys playing all different types of positions. Skip passes, quick passes, loop around passes. They were doing so much more and varying the attack. And that's when they play their best rugby. So I think England, as much as possible, want to stop Ireland from doing that this weekend. But Ireland also want to be very clinical in their own half, because they know if they turn the ball over there, if they make mistakes there, if they have ill discipline there, England will capitalise. And I think England will try bounce back from last week. That's why normally I don't like a team changing too many players after a rough loss or a bad performance, especially if they've been playing well. Because, I mean, yes, last week Scotland really got up for the game, but I also think England just didn't play their best. But it doesn't mean that those players are now bad enough to get dropped. I mean, they've won how many games now? Like 11 or 12 games in a row before that. They are finding their momentum. They're finding their feet. I think international rugby right now is at a place where you're not going to win every game. Even my team, South Africa, we don't win every game. We lost to Australia last year, and we also had a few other close games as well. I can imagine Argentina at Twickenham was a close game as well. So it's always close at international level right now. And I think one loss doesn't define your season. It's how you come back from it. So I think that's going to be a key message for England this week. And I think the players that they have selected will try and make a big impact this week. A few new guys as well. I mean, on the team for England, they've gone for Ellis Genge, Luke Cowan-Dickie, Joe Hayes, Maury Itoje playing his 100th. Congratulations to him. Ollie Chesham, number 5. He's one of my favourite players in England right now. He's going to look to have a massive game this week. He's going to be very important. Tom Curry comes into the starting lineup at number 6. Ben Earl moves to number 7. He's been the in-form loose forward for England right now, so it makes sense for him to still be in the starting lineup. Henry Pollock starts at number 8. This is going to be a huge game for him. I think the Ireland forwards are going to try get in his head. They're going to try target him, but I think he's a good player. I think he can handle it, and I think he's got a really mature head on his shoulders when it comes to the rugby side of things, and I think he's going to do very well this weekend. I actually have a lot of confidence in Henry Pollock that he's going to play a good game. I thought he's been really good off the bench, and I really like what he can add, especially as a very fast, athletic forward, which I think England needs right now. Number 9, Alex Mitchell, and number 10, George Ford. They're going to look to steer the ship. They're going to have a very important game. They weren't probably at their best last week, but I don't think the overall forward pack and the way they played in open play really helped them either. Number 11, Henry Arundel gets another start, which I'm glad to see. I think dropping a guy after a few mistakes like that at his age, probably still inexperienced at international level as well. I think it's important to not damage a guy's confidence like that, and he is a try-scoring machine. Number 12, Fraser Dingwall. Number 13, Ollie Lawrence comes into the starting lineup, and I think this is going to be a key matchup. Ringrose versus Lawrence. Whoever gets the better there could be the catalyst in the backline to make some really big plays, some really big momentum swings. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Tommy Freeman, the Rolls Royce of the England team, moves to number 14. He is England's best backline player right now. He is very consistent, and obviously, I think he reminds me a bit of an Ethan Hooker, where he just always has a good game. Ethan Hooker, the South African player, he always has a good game. And even if he has an okay game, it's still a very good game. So, I mean, he's one of those players that you really are fortunate to have in your team. The number 15, Freddie Stewart, it's going to be an aerial bombardment, I think, from Jameson Gibson Park and Jack Crowley as well. Jameson Gibson Park is a very good box kicker. I mean, he kicks very high hang time kicks. And I think James Lowe and Robert Balakoon are very good on the high ball as well. So, it's going to be a big test for Freddie Stewart at the back. Number 16, Jamie George. Number 17, Bevan Rod. Number 18, Trevor Davison. Number 19, Alex Coles. Number 20 and number 21, Guy Pepper and Sam Underhill come to the bench from the starting lineup. I think they're going to try and make a huge impact, and I think they will. Number 22, Jack van Poortvliet comes back into the team. I think it's good for him. He's still a young player in international rugby, and he can make a big impact as well. I do like Ben Spencer, though. I wish he can get more game time and maybe even a start down the line, because I really do like him as England's number 2 option. But obviously, he hasn't been given that much game time, and if you aren't given that much game time, you can't really do much with it. Number 23, Marcus Smith. Now, I think Marcus Smith at number 23 was a very good choice this week. I do like Finn Smith a lot, but I think he's more of a starter. And as I always say, there are some players that are better as bench players than they are as starters. And I think in this England squad right now, Marcus Smith is one of the better bench players. And I think he can make a big impact. He can play 10, he can play 15. He's a key playmaker. He is in a leadership position in this team, and I think he does it very well. And he's also done some really clutch moments for England in the past few years. I mean, some good drop goals, some good tries as well, some good try assists late in the games to get England some really tight wins. So he's going to be looked to replicate that form. But I mean, this England team right now is really strong. It's going to be interesting to see how the balance of the loose forwards change with the likes of a Guy Pepper and a Sam Underhill out. But I think those two are going to come on and just add so much value from the bench as well. England sticking with a 6-2 split, sticking to their game plan. I think they're not going to change much. I think if they did change much, it would be silly. But now moving on to the Ireland team, they've gone for number 1, Jeremy Loughman. Number 2, Dan Sheehan. Number 3, Tide Furlong starts. Number 4, Joe McCarthy. Number 5, James Ryan. Number 6, Tide Byrne, which I'm very happy to see. He's probably Ireland's best forward right now. Number 7, Josh van der Fleer. He's going to have a big task on his hands. He really wants to make the number 7 jersey his again. And I think Cormac Uzuchukwu is coming, and he's a really good player as well. I honestly thought they were maybe going to put a Tide Byrne at lock and a Cormac Uzuchukwu at number 6, but that just shows how much Ireland really want to win this game. They're putting out all their big guns for this one. Number 8, Caelan Doris and captain. I thought he was okay last week. He was a bit better last week, especially from a leadership standpoint, but I think he's going to really have to play better in open play. I think his carrying hasn't been as effective as it's been before, but he's also been coming back from a few injuries and he's still trying to find his form. So I think this weekend could be the weekend where it clicks for him and he comes back to his best form. Number 9, Jameson Gibson Park. Number 10, Jack Crowley comes into the starting lineup and he replaces Sam Prendergast. I think Ireland fans will be quite happy with that. I don't think the Sam Prendergast experiment is over yet. I just think he needs needs more time. He's still a young player. He's still got 2 World Cups in him. So choose your best guy now, and I think Jack Crowley right now is the best guy at number 10 for Ireland. He's won with them before. I think he's won a Six Nations with them before in the squad, so he's an important player, and I think him and Jameson Gibson Park had a good combination last week, and it's important for them to build on that, especially a year out from a World Cup. Number 11, James Lowe. He had a very good game last week, and he impacts the game in other ways than just scoring tries. Yes, he's maybe not the fastest winger out there, but he's still a very high quality player, and he can be a game winner for Ireland, honestly. Number 12, Stuart McCloskey, and number 13, Gary Ringrose. This is what I think is going to be one of the key matchups, the centre matchup. Stuart McCloskey's been incredible recently. He's been so consistent, but Gary Ringrose has not been at his best, and he's going to have to be at his best, especially going up against the likes of an Ollie Lawrence. But can Fraser Dingwall handle the likes, a huge guy in Stuart McCloskey? Can he handle him? That's going to be a very interesting matchup. I think it's weird. I think Stuart McCloskey's got the better of Fraser Dingwall, and Ollie Lawrence could get the better of Gary Ringrose. So it's going to be very interesting to see between Fraser Dingwall and Gary Ringrose who steps up in their position, because that could be a game changer, honestly. Number 14, Robert Balakoon, easily my man of the match last week, and he was the man of the match. He deserved it. He's an athlete. He's a try-scoring machine. I think him and James Lowe did really well last week to work off their wings, and I think he's going to have another huge game this week. He's going up against Henry Arundel, and I think that's going to be a really fun matchup. Both are absolute flyers, and that's going to be awesome to watch. Number 15, Jamie Osborne. I think he's got the better of Freddie Stewart right now. He's got a calm head on his shoulders, and he's one of those guys as well. He doesn't really ever have a bad game. He's just consistently good or very good. So he's a very important player for Ireland right now. And I saw a stat, something like there's only been one 50-22 in the whole tournament so far, and it's been his 50-22 against France. So that's very interesting. I can't believe that there hasn't been more. Replacements, Ronan Kelleher at number 16, Tom O'Toole at number 17, Finlay Beedham comes back at number 18. That's going to be huge for Ireland. I mean, they really have been lacking in the scrum department, and that's going to be somewhere that England's going to target, because they've been strong there recently. So they're going to be very happy to have a guy like Tide Furlong in the starting lineup, being replaced by Finlay Beedham as well, because I don't think Tide Furlong will probably play the whole game, especially coming back from an injury, but I think Finlay Beedham will add a lot from the bench. Number 19, Nick Timoney, and number 20, Jack Conan. I was actually upset to see Jack Conan not starting, because he is honestly one of my favourite players in this Ireland team right now, but I do understand the decision. He's a very good bench player, and I think Nick Timoney's been awesome so far this Six Nations. So I think rewarding a guy like Nick Timoney by keeping him on the bench is good, not dropping him out of the squad. They've gone for a 5-3 split, Ireland, so it kind of shows what kind of game style or gameplay they will try to play. I think it's a good decision from Andy Farrell, because it shows I'm not going to try play England's way. I'm not going to try counter what they're doing. They're going to have to try counter what we're doing. So I think that just makes this game even more exciting, that both these teams are pitching up. They're going to try play their way. They're not going to care how the other team plays. They're going to try win their way, which is awesome. Number 21, Craig Casey. He had an okay game last week, but he is also one of those players that I speak about that is a better bench player, and I think he can impact the game in a very good way. Number 22, Kieran Frawley comes back into the team. Now, I do think he was a very good selection for this game. He can play 10, centre, wing, fullback, and I think if you do get maybe a few injuries in the back line, he can easily slot in. And I think if you have too many injuries in the forwards, you could probably put like a Stuart McCloskey or a James Lowe on the loose forwards, and I think they'll be fine if you really needed to, like worst case scenario. Number 23, Tommy O'Brien. I'm happy to see him back. I was unfortunate for him that he got dropped for the previous game. He didn't have the best game against France, but he's going to be looking to come back and make an instant impact from the bench. Looking at this Ireland team, it looks very strong. It looks extremely strong. But who would I pick in a combined team? Let's see who we would pick in a combined team. So first of all, right now, I'll probably go for Ellis Genge. Didn't have the best game last week, but just on form, I'm choosing Ellis Genge over Jeremy Lochman. Number 2, I'm going for Dan Sheehan. Number 3, right now, just on form right now, not their name in rugby and how big or popular they are, I'm going for Joe Hayes over Tide Furlong right now. I think Tide Furlong is obviously a better player when it comes to his career, but I think right now Joe Hayes is in good form for England. He's been one of their consistent players as well. Number 4, I'm going for Maury Itoje. Number 5, I'm also going for Ollie Chesham, which is weird because maybe a year ago you'd say the Ireland locks are just some of the best in the world, but right now I think they're kind of struggling a little bit, and I think England's locks are kind of peaking at a good time now, a year out from a World Cup, and I think Ollie Chesham has been absolutely awesome recently. Number 6, I'm going for Tide Byrne. Tide Byrne is one of my favourite players in the world. I think he's so underrated, even though he's a British and Irish Lion. He's captained Ireland before. He captains Munster. I think he captains Munster. He is one of the most underrated players in the world, and he is a very, very key player for Ireland. And in my opinion, I've said it a lot, he is Ireland's best forward right now, and probably their most important forward, because he can play that lock, loose forward hybrid role really well. Number 7, I would most probably go for Ben Earl right now. He's the informed guy between him and Josh van der Fleer. He's been awesome. Number 8, I'm going for Kalen Doris over Henry Pollock, but Kalen Doris hasn't been that great either. Number 9, I'm going for Jamison Gibson-Park. He's probably one of the best scrum halves in the world, especially at his best. And last week, the little cameo he had off the bench, he looked like one of the best again. So he's going to really want to play back to his best, and I think he's going to be very important this week for Ireland. A lot of people might not notice this, but Jamison Gibson-Park is actually a key playmaker for Ireland, where Alex Mitchell's not really a playmaker on the side of England. Yes, he delegates things. He's kind of a marshal. He marshals the players around. He's got a good kicking game, but the people from Ireland actually directly run off of Jamison Gibson-Park and use him as a key playmaker. Have you seen how many times he's got try assists, how many times he's done a skip pass, runs around the fringes as well? Jamison Gibson-Park needs to have a big game for England this weekend. At number 10, I'm going for George Ford. That's a bit of a no-brainer. He's been awesome recently. Yes, he struggled last week, but he's still a very key guy in England's team. Number 11, I'm going for James Lowe. I think he had an awesome game last week, and obviously Henry Arundel got a red card. Number 12, I'm going for Stuart McCloskey over Fraser Dingwall. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer. He's been awesome recently. Number 13, I'm going for Ollie Lawrence over Gary Ringrose, which sounds crazy, but I think Gary Ringrose has really been struggling and he needs to get back into form. Otherwise, he could honestly risk being dropped like Sam Prendergast. Number 14, I'm going for Tommy Freeman, but I do really like Robert Balakoon. He's an awesome player. I've been watching him for Ulster, and he's been lighting it up, so I'm really glad he's getting an opportunity as well. But Tommy Freeman probably is the better guy right now. Number 15, I'm going for Jamie Osborne. This guy barely ever makes mistakes. He's so solid under the high ball, and he's got a really composed head on his shoulders. Number 16, I am going for Ronan Kelleher. He's been probably a bit more informed than Jamie George in the Six Nations, and this is all just based on recent form. Number 17, I'm going for Bevan Rodd. Tom O'Toole hasn't had that much game time. Number 18, I'm going for Finlay Bealham. A bit of a, I don't know with that one. He's got a bit more of a bigger name in rugby, and I just know him a bit better. I'm not too familiar with Trevor Davison. Haven't really been seeing him do much as well recently. He's still a good player, and he's a very solid player for England, and I do like him. Number 19, I'm going to go for Nick Timoney right now. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to say 6-2 split. Number 19, I'm going for Alex Coles. He's an awesome player. He gets the hard work done. Almost like a Franco Moster kind of a player. And I really think that's a very important guy to have in the England team. Number 20, I'm going for Nick Timoney. I think he's been awesome off the bench recently. Number 21, I'm going to go for Guy Pepper. I think Guy Pepper is a very important guy for England. And I think he's going to really try and make a big impact this weekend. Number 22 at scrum half on the bench, I'm going to go for Craig Casey. There's not much in it between them. I think Jack van Poortvliet's just not played that much. Then number 23, I'm going for Marcus Smith. He is more of he's made more of an impact for England off the bench, but obviously these combined teams is just to show where the balance of power might lie. And to be honest, it's very much a 50-50. I mean, front row wise, I think I gave 2 to England, 1 to Ireland, locks 2 to England, loose forwards 1 or 2 to... I mean, it's very, very close right now. And I think on the bench right now, I do think Ireland has a stronger bench, and that could be very interesting because Ireland haven't had a few good starts recently. If they actually have a good start this game and end the game as strong as they have been ending the last 2 games, then I really think Ireland could win. So my prediction for this game, honestly, based on the team's recent form, just some things I'm seeing, I was going to say England, but I do think Ireland has a chance to win this game. I'm going to say Ireland, but it's going to be by like 1 to 2 points, maybe even 3. It's going to be a very close game, but that's why I'm so excited for this game. Guys, let me know your predictions down below in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, as a neutral, the guy that doesn't support any Northern Hemisphere team, I think this is going to be an awesome game. There's a lot on the line for this game. It's a very important game, and I cannot wait to watch it. My prediction is Ireland. I don't know about how much, probably 1 to 3 points. It's going to be a very close game. It could come down to a drop kick at the end of the game or a penalty to win it, and that's the type of games we love. But guys, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.